Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you're all doing very well, and we're going to kick off with one of the best bits of news recently. 71 raids to get that shiny Virizion. I will never touch another Virizion raid in the game. Of all the Pokemon to have to do 70 raids to get the shiny, that one does not fit a good criteria. Anyway, the most important bit of news that we've had recently is this. We are bringing back voting for Community Day. So this was announced last night and it has caused quite a stir, might I say, because now it has pretty much divided the entire player base. As you can see from that image, or from the thumbnail, the candidates are a bit lacking in my point of view. I was a bit annoyed, and we are really falling from the heights of Beldum, Bagon, Dratini Community Days of days gone by, and I can kind of understand where they're coming from, because we've got C-Dot this weekend actually, because we're all in lockdown. It's stay at home, play from home. The Community Days are not going to be as crazy as they were. The selection's okay, but I cannot for the life of me understand why Squirtle is in there. We've already had it. It's been in multiple events. It was in Kanto. It was in featured in the water types. I mean, Christ alive. Anyway, let's get into the details. I'm just going to skim over some of the points because I'm not a PvP expert. However, go and watch Trainer Tip's video where he actually takes on the battle simulators with the new moves and shows where your vote should actually go. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about what Community Day actually should be and what it should mean. Anyway, we have the potential for Weedle, Ghastly, Squirtle and Sandshrew. Sandshrew will be both forms. Alolan and Sandshrew will be in raids. Over the course of the weekend, from May 23rd to May 24th, you'll be able to cast a vote on Twitter. So get a Twitter account if you haven't already. Follow Pokemon Go. Make sure you get the announcement. Cast your vote on their Twitter poll. They've got a preliminary one up at the moment. We are voting for the next two. So June and July's Community Days are being voted for in this. The candidates. Squirtle. We've already had it. When you evolve it into Blastoise, it will learn Aurasphere. Aurasphere currently only learned by Lucario. We'll come back to some of these. Weedle, the only new shiny family in this selection, so that's where my vote's going. If you evolve Beedrill during the window, you'll learn ground type attack Drill Run. Now Drill Run's pretty bloody good. Sandshrew. It will be featured in the wild, hatching from eggs. Alolan Sandshrew will be in raid battles. They will both learn the ghost type move Shadow Claw. Shadow Claw is very powerful, but it is going to help out Alolan Sandshrew or Sandslash a lot more than Kanto, must say. Ghastly. Evolve Haunter into Gengar so that it learns Shadow Punch. Now, Shadow Punch is a move that's already learnt by Haunter, but they're going to give it to Gengar for this circumstance. Right, let's break this down very simply. Having watched Trainer Tip's video, I'm not very keen because I'm a hardcore player. I've been playing since pretty much day one, 2016. Squirtle, the key point with this is that Blastoise doesn't actually improve with Aurasphere. It already wins the matchup. The key matchup versus Registeel in the Great League, when it's one shield trading off when it has Hydro Cannon and Ice Beam. You want to use Hydro Cannon, obviously. It doesn't actually improve Blastoise at all, and plus you would have to use, in order to get access to Aurasphere and Hydro Cannon, you would have to use an Elite Charge TM, which there are many better alternatives to use that on. So Squirtle should not be a candidate. Scarily, in the preliminary poll that's happening at the moment, it is neck and neck with Weedle for second. So if Squirtle gets a rerun, I will not play that Community Day. Next choice, Weedle. Now, Drill Run sticks as a 2-bar charge move, I believe, in PvP, and with the unique, it's not a unique combination, but I haven't seen a single Beedrill in PvP because of its moves and stuff, and it's not a proper pick. If it gets Drill Run, it will be a #1 counter pretty much for Registeel, and it beats Azumarill. Those are two of the top 5 meta relevant Pokemon in Great League PvP. So that one should realistically be the top pick because it's new shiny family. The shiny family is fantastic, and its move benefits the PvP system enormously. Sandshrew. Now, the move Shadow Claw's a very good fast move. It's very good at dealing damage and charging up energy. Kanto Sand Slash doesn't get access to very good charge moves. What it does benefit is Alolan Sand Slash, but it's not as much of a jump in terms of the win ratio that you would have if you used Weedle, for example. Alolan Sand Slash with access to Shadow Claw, you put on Ice Punch, very fast charge move, and Gyro Ball. You got pretty decent coverage there. I would definitely fast TM probably my Hundo or look for a better one, but that would be my second choice personally because it's rare enough shiny getting the Alolan form. But Sandshrew is right at the bottom of the pile at the moment, scarily. Ghastly. Right. This is where we have an issue. People seem to be voting for this, A, because Gengar's a popular Pokemon, but I don't know why people don't seem to remember that we've had 2 raid days for shiny Gengar. Back in 2018, there was shiny, that was when Gengar was shiny released, before Ghastly was. And then we literally had it back at the beginning of March, where you can check out my most irrelevant raid day video. Gengar shiny with party hat was a raid day. So we've had 2 raid days for that. Shiny Ghastly was released a long time ago, and it's been featured in Safari Zone's Go Fest, Halloween events, Kanto events, all kinds. We've had so many opportunities to get it. I know it's a rare shiny, but I feel that's literally one of the 2 reasons why people are voting for it, is it's a rare shiny, and a lot of people can't be bothered to try and hunt for it. So Community Day is an easy exit strategy to get that shiny. Now we have the problem with the moves, okay? Trainer Tips demonstrated the fact that actually Gengar is no better than Haunter with Shadow Punch, which we already have. People have Haunters maxed out, and it's a bloody difficult Pokemon to counter. Gengar isn't an improvement. It is an improvement in the Ultra League, but the issue then is that you're going to have to get a different set of stats and stuff like that, and also there are different mons entirely. Gengar has a lot more weaknesses. It's weak to Psychic as a ghost type. Those are the moves, and realistically this is what a Community Day is. Community Day, apart from Pikachu, which they always have to kick Pikachu off as the beginning of any kind of event strategy. I'm very surprised they didn't do a Pikachu spotlight hour, to be honest. Pikachu's been featured in every single event with every kind of bloody hat. Note, all of the region events going on at the moment, Pikachu is featured with a different hat. Community Day is about 2 things in my point of view. It's about releasing a new shiny family, which has been the case up until now with this, or until February actually, when we had the chance to vote for the rerun of Dratini and a potential Machop Community Day. But everybody voted for Rhyhorn and Vulpix. Rhyhorn obviously won for February. Here, there's only one that is a new shiny family in the game. I don't know why we haven't had shiny Weedle added. But also, the most important thing is that the Community Day move is usually to improve a Pokemon in a meta. The last 2 years it's been mostly focused on the raid meta system and as a gym counter defender and stuff like that, because obviously PvP wasn't a thing. Well, now PvP is a thing. We've had Abra getting counter for Alakazam. We've now got C-Dot for this weekend. If you're going to make a PvP focused move, you've got to look at it properly in the fact that Blastoise doesn't get an improvement. Neither Sandslash actually gets a massive wind bump, and we already have Haunter with Shadow Punch. Gengar is not an improvement on that, and if anything, it just means you're going to have to find a different stat Pokemon, or a different stat Ghastly, to try and get Shadow Punch on. Anyway, the 3 options that are already shiny released, the moves don't actually make them any better in the PvP meta. Weedle is the new shiny family, and its Drill Run move actually makes it a usable new top tier Pokemon for PvP. It's nowhere near in the terms of Skarmory, Altaria, Registeel and stuff like that obviously, but it is a anti-meta pick because it counters 2 of the top 5. Shiny Weedle Beedrill family fits both of those criterias. What Niantic could have done actually is they could have done this a bit better. So in reality there are four or five Kanto shiny families that aren't out in the game. Weedle is one of them, but there's also Vulpix. Where did Vulpix go from February's voting? Why is that not in the selection? I think that also Slowpoke deserves a shiny release about now. I mean, come on, it's 4 bloody years. And Bellsprout. Bellsprout's another shiny family that hasn't been released from Kanto. There might be more, but those are the 4 I can think of, and that's 4 choices which people could have voted for and said, here are the next 4 community days. They're all new shiny families that could all give them PvP related moves. I'm not totally against Ghastly. I think it's a poor choice because the move doesn't change the PvP meta particularly. You know, yeah, Gengar could be better in Ultra League, but Gengar in Great League is exactly the same as Haunter is currently. Sandshrew is a different one because obviously the shiny has been out. It's quite rare. If you're certainly living in the UK, I'm sure that people in like Los Angeles see Sandshrew all the time, but it would get 2 forms, so you'd have the Alolan shiny potential there, which is different. That I can kind of resonate with, and the Shadow Claw move it's good in PvP, and it could make one of the forms quite interesting to deal with. Squirtle, I'm highly against the rehashing of old Community Day Pokemon. You saw how people reacted for February when they put Dratini back in the pool. Dratini was not, you know, voted for in any way other than a few people who didn't get that Community Day back in 2018, who were new players, which is where I think that compared to last time, February, we had very much 2 schools of thought. We had people who wanted the PvP shiny, that's a new shiny family in Vulpix, getting Weather Ball, and then the Raiders, and probably the Spoofer community to be honest, voting for Rhyperior. So it was two communities battling out in terms of the voting. What we've got at the moment though, we have people like myself who are hardcore players who've been playing for a long time, many years. In fact, every single YouTuber, Mystic7, Zoe2Dots, Trainer Club, Trainer Tibbs, they're all saying vote Weedle because it's the one that makes the most sense. It's the newest shiny family, and Drill Run would make Beedrill pretty nasty to deal with in PvP if you faced off against it. We've got that. Then we've also got people who want Ghastly, because Ghastly is a very rare shiny, hard to get in certain areas of the world, I would like to say, has been in way too many events. Certainly we've had the Kanto event and stuff like that, and it's in quests at the moment if you do 3 Great Throws, which is hardly the most arduous task. Now Ghastly is one of those Pokemon that should have had a Community Day back in 2018. They went way too big too early. Realistically, Ghastly should have been October 2018's Community Day with that shiny release in that family. Because that was actually when, I believe, Shiny Gengar was released in his first raid day. So people want that shiny because they like Gengar, it's getting a new move, and they want that shiny. Sandshrew, it seems to be the least voted for, which I'm quite surprised by, because 2 shiny forms for the price of 1. I'm down with that. Then we have Squirtle, which is being voted for by those people who don't have it from the last Community Day. I'm sorry, but that's your own fault. For not playing the game earlier. Niantic could have gone about this in a much better way. We've literally just had the Kanto celebration thing 2 weeks ago. Why did they not boost the shiny rate of all of the starters from what they are 1 in 450 to 1 in 100? Because that would have stopped this from happening if they were going to put Squirtle into this pool. I don't think Squirtle should have been in this pool of Pokemon to start with. Plus, there's no guarantee that they aren't going to say, hey, here's a water festival event like we had the last couple of years, and Squirtle will no doubt be featured for that. So that's another opportunity to get that. Anyway, we're going to round it up there and say thank you very much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you are new with the notifications on, and smash the like button if you enjoyed it. And please vote for Weedle. If you vote for Squirtle or Ghastly, I will find you. Let me know in the Discord and in the comments what you're voting for, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, everybody.